waste my life. I don't wanna waste my life. It's just some things, there's no going back. You know what I'm saying?
jwoodbeats.com.
Yeah, I'm not the one with the issues. I hear you. Now here is your tissue. If I'm moving too fast, I might have to dismiss you. And it's really too bad, cause I really will miss you. But I'm not the one with the issues. I left him at church when I made it official. I murdered the curse with my own benediction. Left God in the dirt, call it death of the fiction. Superstition will be served an eviction. Competition will be left in the ditch. Oh my God, it's too damn hot in this kitchen. The fishes of men are now swimming with fishes. Oops, my bad, I guess I'm moving too vicious. Verses sold, I gotta put them on your wish list. Bless my soul, cause I'm dodging your little hit list. I guess you know, you just lost another witness.
Gotta let me go, gotta let me go, gotta let me go. Gotta let me go, gotta let me go, gotta let me go right now. Gotta let me go, gotta let me go, gotta let me go. Gotta let me go, gotta let me go, gotta let me go, I'm out of here. I can do anything, fuck your opinions and energy. I finally got the epitome. My biggest hindrance was God can't do nothing but fail. Greater is me. I never needed your deity. All of this human capacity. When it gets rough, I can pick myself up and prevail. Cause I don't need anything other than people who fuck with me. Good business, it starts with good company. That's why your boy is obsessed with community. Cause greater is we. We can create opportunity, doing what God never did, cause a God never could, but a people is all we need. Gotta let me go, gotta let me go, gotta let me go, yeah. Gotta let me go, gotta let me go, gotta let me go right now. Gotta let me go, gotta let me go, gotta let me go.
What's up, family? Welcome back to Bible Study with an ex-pastor, where we learn the Bible and we laugh at the bullshit. So glad to have you back with us for another Wednesday night. I do try my best without fail to show up every Wednesday night, and this has been extraordinary so far. As of now, we are in the book of Leviticus, which I remind people every week that I've always hated this book. This book is boring. You know, you can still have the whole Bible and not need this book. The book would still read the same fucking way if Leviticus wasn't in here. But we're committed to going through every chapter just until it gets unbearable, right? Until it gets unbearable. I'm so glad to see so many of you in here, are in here, out here. I don't know how it works. Now, so tonight I was going to let you know that next week was going to be a shorter Bible study because our oldest son, he's a senior in high school, and so they have an event at the school for the rising seniors, or he'll be a senior in high school next year. So they have an event in the school for the rising seniors, and so I'll have to cut out a little early to make it to that. So next week will be a little shorter, but then I also realized, just found out today, tonight we're also going to be a little shorter. So tonight we'll probably go 30 minutes, 40 minutes tops, because right after tonight's show, I will be back on the line with Matt Dillahunty for the Wednesday night hang up. So for those of you that can, I'd love to see you over there afterwards. This was last minute. Arden hit me up today, and I was just like, she was like, can you do this week or next week? And I was like, next week. My son has that thing, and I just have to be there. I am a parent. One of my earliest books that I wrote was called Parenting on Purpose. It's not one that I'm really proud of. Well, I'm sort of proud of. I won't take it out of the market, but it's not one that I talk about a lot. But no, parenting is very important to me, so I don't want to miss that for my son. So I just went ahead and told Arden. I said, you know what, I'll do it tonight. I'll just surprise my community and let them know that, hey, we're going to be a little short tonight. Which this is a perfect time to plug. You know, this is a great opportunity for more and more people to get involved with this community, because one of the things that I'd like to see is whether or not I'm able to be here or not, I would still love for the more community focused things that we do on the channel to still happen, because at the end of the day, like when it comes to Sunday sessions, the ex-pastor call-in show and Bible study with an ex-pastor, it's really not about me. You know, I think I've always been very clear that I am 100% averse to building a cult of personality. That's really not the goal. That's why I enjoy partnering with other people, and every chance I get, I try to bring other people on. Of course, our conversations on Wednesdays and Sundays are a little different, but I'm loving it, and so I'm loving the day where we won't have to cut it short, but we'll have somebody who will be able to, sit in and do the dang thing. You know what I'm saying? Which these are fun, and the beautiful thing is there are plenty of people in the community who can commit to this. Sometimes they just don't always, they don't always feel that, but that's the beauty of community. Community helps people find confidence in themselves, and then helps them realize that, man, there's a lot of things that you can do that you likely never thought you could do before. Because to be honest, many of the communities that some of us have come from have been so fucking toxic that believing in yourself seems like the most impossible thing in the world. But I think that's one of the things that we do our best to try to make, easy here, to try to make it stand out. You know what I'm saying? All right. Oh, I'm trying to biggie size the wrong screen. So I got to biggie size one of my screens because I think I've got this set up now. Because I told y'all my setup is changing, and it's going to be changing a little bit more over the next few weeks and months. I'm rambling a little bit, but that's what you do on Wednesdays. As I've told, for those of you who come to our Sunday stuff, you know that we kind of got like this big five in 2025. I'm an ex-pastor. I can't help it. I got to make shit rhyme. You know what I'm saying? If it don't fit, you must have quit and all that shit. I got to do all of that. Ooh, I didn't even mean to do that one, but it worked. But yeah, so now I now have another screen so I can keep up with the chats. At least the chats that are coming from YouTube. Dang, I was supposed to do TikTok tonight too, and I didn't think about it because there's so much going on. But we'll get there, and so I can see y'all. Brooklyn, Lou, Muttley, Chris. My wife is in the chat. Darnea, Doris. Let's see here, man. I love this. Oh man, yes. Chris. Like, wouldn't that be awesome to have other people who can sit in when we can't make the show, so that way the show can still go on. Because that's really where the value is. And honestly, I'm actually looking forward to the day that we have more and more people that can definitely fill in, because I think that's really where the value comes in at. I get it. I say some stuff. It's kind of cool every now. It got a little comic flair to it. You know what I'm saying? A little comedic flair to it. But everybody, in my opinion, I'm a humanist. Everybody has something of value to bring to a conversation. Most people just don't know it yet. But again, community breeds that. And so that's why I'm on the community bandwagon, and I'll likely be there for a very, very long time. All right, listen, if you haven't already, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that alert notification bell. Consider supporting, joining, or connecting with this community channel or content in any way that makes sense for you. And then share this video, share this live stream right now, so that there are other people out there who are looking for a secular Bible study that they can hang out with for a few 30 minutes or 45 minutes or so. Hey, let's get them in here. You know what I'm saying? Why do this by ourselves? Let's get everybody in here. You cannot be the bridge by yourself. You know what I'm saying? But no, share this, get it out there far and wide, all that good stuff. And of course, check out our merch. I actually finally got one. We ordered this in November. Like, my wife was trying to have it here for me by Christmas. It just got here. Apparently, when I order it, through the inside, it takes forever. But when people order it on from the just regular site, it gets to them on time. Muttley got stuff faster than I got it, and he's in the UK. But I was not happy with the way that they did my butterfly. That ain't pimp for a butterfly. That is not pimping. So, but other people don't know what the design was supposed to look like, so they think it's on purpose. So we're gonna go with that for now. But anyway, we're gonna make it do what it do. Oh man, I appreciate y'all. Y'all are some great people, man. Like, this is amazing. I love this community, and I'm gonna go ahead and shout Chris Mallard out, since he is in the chat with the DAM network. Is that Damn Network? I was hesitant to say damn, but is it Damn Network? But anyway, y'all check it out. I actually did drop in on one of Chris's videos. I want to say it had to be last week, and I was like, I enjoyed it. So hey, please go check it out. Oh, you're shipped from a distribution center in the EU. You know what? I wonder, is Teespring based in the EU? That's very interesting. New information. And actually, Okay, forgive me. I'm just going to nerd out a little bit. Not nerd out, but I just got to work some things out in my head. It's probably a good idea then that I use multiple platforms. I mean, I own the design, so I can just upload designs on Printify, Teespring, and some other ones. So that way I can kind of choose where it goes. All right. I've been hitting, yes, the damn network, the Daily Atheist Media Network. He plans to host multiple shows. Actually, let me come over here this way so I can actually bring it on the screen so everybody can see it. There it is. Plan to host multiple shows. Currently, I just have the damn show, the Daily Atheist Morning Show. That's what I call it, the Daily Atheist Morning Show. And it was a true treat. So I'm telling y'all know I don't lie to you. I do a lot of things. Lying ain't one of them. I mean, maybe I might lie sometimes if it makes sense. If there's some utility for it, I might do that. Street shirts too, to see if that fits your way of selling. Oh, thank you, Muttley. I love that. Let me see. Raleigh, North Carolina, BridgeCity Weekends. We're going on tour. I hate to call it tour, but it is what it is. We're going on tour. 2025 in April. We're going to be in Raleigh, North Carolina, come hell or high water, as the old folks used to say, because we're finally about to take this online community experience that we've been building intentionally over the past year and actually start experimenting with getting this thing out in some local communities and getting some people excited to actually build community where they are, that is progressive thinking, people-centric, and life-affirming, so that we can start making tangible differences everywhere that we are, and so that people can begin to see the secular community as just more than people who hate God. You know, we don't hate anything we don't believe in, but the truth of the matter is, it is about time that we put our humanism on display for the world to see and to learn from. And so that's something that we're going to be doing, right? Come hell or global flood. I like that, infidel. That's oh my goodness. I love that. So we're going to be in Raleigh in April. Man, if y'all want to be a part of it, please let us know. Please, and don't just let us know. Also get involved in the Discord, because that's where we're doing all the planning at. There is a crowdfunding link out there if you want to support financially. I'm not going to push it right now because honestly, we're pressed on time and I put it in a lot of stuff. But we're going to have a great time. I'm trying to do my best to make sure we have live music there. Because that actually is Easter weekend, we're trying to make sure we make that like a spring celebration, doing a secular version of Easter egg hunts for the kids, because this is a thing. Like, I'll be honest with you. I think one of the places that churches are constantly beating the secular community is that they are creating events that are mindful of the spectrums of generations, right? So it's not just for one peer group. And I think a lot of times our stuff is just for grown folks. And I get it, because sometimes you just want to hang out with grown folks, but you have a lot of grown folks out there who can't make it to stuff because they have kids, right? And at the same time, we need to be strategic enough to be thinking like, no, we need to be mindful of creating space that children are going to absolutely beg their parents to go to, and where those children are going to learn information that's going to be helpful for them. We have to be more strategic in our approach, and it's not just about being strategic, it's about being fucking intentional. It's not just complaining about the problems, but it's actually constructing the solutions, and community is the best way to construct the solutions. All right, I'll get off my soapbox now, man. Oh man. Oh, the nonprofits tonight. Yes, that is awesome. That's what I absolutely love right now. There's so many just so many valuable voices in the secular community right now, and I love the fact that so many are running at the same time. Remember, I was working with another organization. I won't say the name, but I was working with another organization before, and that was the only reason we couldn't work together, is because I do Sunday content, and kind of their thing is like, well, if you do content, you can't do content on a day that we do content. And I was like, oh man, that's so unfortunate, because it's 2024 at the time. And like, no, this is how it works. Like, no, like, we're not in the days where we're fighting over a prime time slot anymore. You know what I'm saying? Everything is on demand. Everything is at your own pace. And I think it would be wise for us to lean into that. So I absolutely love that. I like the work we're doing. The more, honestly, the more, the merrier. You know what I'm saying? Yes, man. Oh man, yes, absolutely, Brooklyn, absolutely, and definitely condolences there. Our thoughts are with you, but yes, please reach out, get connected. All right, y'all. So I do want to try to get through at least one chapter tonight. And at first, I was just gonna chill and just kind of talk to y'all, like like I sometimes do, and we just chit chat for a little bit, which I do like to do that, right? That's fun. That's fun. But I thought about it. Y'all know how much I hate this book, and so I was like, well, no. If the next 2 weeks we don't get through at least 2 chapters, we're gonna be long. We're gonna be in this book longer. So I didn't want to do that to us. You know what I'm saying? That ain't right. We don't want to do us like that. So I want to get through this book. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this on the screen. I'm going to change me to right there. I'm going to biggie size this for me. Man. Oh, absolutely. Please do, Chris. Please do. All right. So we're at Leviticus chapter 9. Let's see if we can get through this. What do I need to do here? Can I do this? Yes, that's much better. All right, so far, we've learned a lot. I think last week, and if y'all aren't used to crass language, this isn't the show for you. Because last week, we found out that God likes titty offerings. Did y'all remember that? That God likes titty offerings. He wanted them to wave the breast before the Lord. It was a very interesting thing. Now, to be honest, it was chicken breast, which makes God a very special kind of pervert. But he wanted the titties to be waved before him. I definitely want to rewrite God now with a lot of my tongue-in-cheek commentary, because we have a God who is out there sniffing offerings. He's out there sniffing offerings on one sense. He's just he's out there like doing a whole line of offering, and then he's just like, and for the other offerings, I need y'all to wave them titties in the air for me. And then we connected that with the rosary, because we was like, oh, damn, maybe that's why they have rosary beads. If you wave the titties before the Lord, he gives you the rosary beads. This is where Mardi Gras comes from. But actually, what I actually just demonstrated is the simplicity of thought that many believers have. Actually, I was one of those believers. And I am, believe it or not, I know. I have such a nasty vocabulary that you'd never think it, but I'm actually a fairly intelligent person. But even with my own intelligence, when I was a believer, I would boil things down to the most simplistic explanation. If something happened and then something happened, they must be connected. But I like doing that shit tongue in cheek with God, because it's just like, it's fun to put that medicine right back on it, right? All right, so what we've learned, there's a whole bunch of offerings. Interesting thing that we've learned with dealing with Leviticus, which was something that Jason did a great job of highlighting when we were going through the book of Exodus, is that you can clearly see that the priests are definitely taking advantage of the offering system. Like, that's how you go from 10 commandments to over 700 laws, because the laws themselves are reasons to tax people. You break a law, I need an offering, and it's so funny that we actually haven't deviated from that too much, right? Like, that's still kind of how it is. You speed, you pay me money, and it makes you wonder. And I think that's a conversation sometimes in local politics, like, how much of this stuff is for our safety and how much of this other stuff is just you trying to get some more money out of me. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why, like, you have the laws where, like, listen, if you do this shit is obviously wrong. You need to pay a price for this. You know what I'm saying? It's like an inconvenience fee. You can inconvenience the rest of the community with your fucking bullshit, with your ignorance. And so now you need to pay us some shit, right? But then they say, well, hold up. Damn. Let's just say you do something and you didn't even know you do it. You didn't know it was wrong, but we know it's wrong. So you have to pay us for that shit too. And so we do see the priests taking advantage of that, right? So we have priests who are taking advantage. We have a God who's snorting offerings like cocaine, and then he's also requiring people to wave titty offerings, and then he'll give you rosary beads. I'm just putting that out there. All right, now we'll jump into chapter 9. And yes, the Catholic Church did for a long time do the indulgences, which is why I tell people, like, people say, I don't see where these money preachers are coming from. I'm like, you've never read the Bible then, because the Bible is all about making somebody prosperous. Again, why the fuck would you want a genie that keeps you poor? That makes absolutely no sense. That's why I always tell the secular community, stop making that fucking argument. It's stupid as fuck. Nobody has a genie to be poor. You know what I'm saying? The Christians who believe their God wants them to be poor are like the stupidest ones. Don't don't make that argument. That's the stupidest thing you could ever think, that you have somebody who is absolutely magical, all powerful, and he wants you to be fucking poor. No. And that's not the message of the Bible. The message of the Bible is that he has a chosen people and he wants them to be rich and everybody else to be poor. That's like, and then like when we get into Deuteronomy, which I'm hoping that we can get into Deuteronomy by February, because Deuteronomy is the perfect Black history book, only because so many fringe groups that are based around racial identity politics have attached themselves to Deuteronomy chapter 28. And there's actually some, you can see how the correlations are made, but it's good stuff, right? It's good stuff, right? All right, so, right, give me that. I love it. Yeah, the God out there just snorting shit. All right, so Leviticus chapter 9, Aaron is offering sacrifices now. So he says, now it came about on the 8th day that Moses called Aaron and his sons and the elders of Israel. And he said to Aaron, take for yourself a calf, a bull as a sin offering, and a ram as a burnt offering, both without defect, and offer them before the Lord. Okay, I got to say this because it's running through my mind now. One of the most exciting things when we get to the book of Deuteronomy, and I actually do enjoy the book of Deuteronomy, right? When we get to the book of Deuteronomy, I'm going to show you how the writers, whoever's writing that book, which is not Moses because he writes about his own death, who's ever writing that book does seed some information in there that it is going to be fascinating. I promise you. It's almost like saying the quiet part out loud. But when you read Deuteronomy objectively, having an understanding of what's being written and what's trying to be conveyed, it becomes clear, at least in the book of Deuteronomy, and then again in the book of Nehemiah, the book of Ezra before Nehemiah, and you also kind of see it in the book of Esther, that this idea of God, at least to the writers of those books, is not the same idea of God that we have, that we attach to religion today, which this is actually something that I'll be hitting in my big book that is probably going to take 2 years to come out, but that'll be called The Case for Religion, where I'll be talking through that most of us today actually inappropriately interpret religion through the misunderstandings of the people who inherited it centuries after. And so it's misinterpretations upon misinterpretations upon misinterpretations. And I actually have a theory that there was actually a point in time where we were actually less superstitious than we were today. But that's a whole nother conversation. Back to the scriptures. Then you shall speak to the sons of Israel, saying, take a male goat as a sin offering, and a calf and a lamb, both 1 year old, without defect, as a burnt offering, and an ox and a ram for peace offerings, to sacrifice before the Lord, and a grain offering mixed with oil, for today the Lord will appear to you. So they took what Moses had commanded to the front of the tent of the meeting, and the whole congregation came near and stood before the Lord. And Moses says, this is the thing which the Lord has commanded you to do, so that the glory of the Lord may appear to you. Moses then said to Aaron, come near to the altar and offer your sin offering and your burnt offerings, so that you may make atonement for yourself and for the people, and then make the offering for the people, so that you may make atonement for them, just as the Lord has commanded. We'll read on a little further. So Aaron came near to the altar and slaughtered the calf of the sin offering, which was for himself. Aaron's sons then presented the blood to him, because you got to have that blood. And then he dipped his finger in the blood and put some on the horns. See, like, I don't know why, like, I'm getting a lot of Coke vibes from this. Like, he's dipping his finger in the blood. Like, it's like you're dipping your finger in a little Coke sack and go, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's what's going on here. I don't know. But that's just going to be my little ghetto interjection for now. So he presents the blood. He dips his finger in the blood because he's nasty like that. And then he puts some on the horns of the altar. And then he poured out the rest of the blood at the base of the altar. See, like, I don't understand how people can get through. I don't understand how people can get through the book of Leviticus without seeing how much blood magic is involved here. You know, like, this is like, much of the Bible, I can actually give a sociological defense for if I wanted to. I don't want to. But if I wanted to, I could. I could give a deeper meaning, you know, and that's what so many people do, because you can do that shit with any book. You know what I'm saying? You can do that shit with any story. This is why people like, honestly, like the people who aggravate me the fucking most are the people who are like non-Christians but believe that the Bible has some deeper truth. I don't know what the fuck people mean when they just add adjectives to words. You know, there's truth, but then there's deeper truth. What the fuck is deeper truth? If there is a deeper truth, then truth itself is not truth. Stop that shit, you know. But I do that, you know, like unless like I don't know, like if you got truth here and then you dig a hole and then there's another card that says truth, sure, that may be a deeper truth. But otherwise, like a lot of times we use phraseology that has no fucking utility. That's why people always say, no, well, I just believe there's a higher power. I don't know what you're saying when you say that, because then it's like, well, you ask them, so do you believe there's something up there? Well, no, that's not what I mean. So what is it that you mean? What you really mean is that you believe that there is something better than you. And that's really still that superstitious bullshit of feeling that you're flawed. There may be things that are stronger than me. There may be things that live longer than me. There may be things that can do more shit than I can do, but ain't nothing better than me. I'm me. How you gonna be better than me and you ain't even me? We can't even be compared. We can't be compared. That's apples and oranges. You know what I'm saying? Grapes and bananas. Oh, I could have made a joke there, but I'm going to leave it alone. Man, like the same phenomenon of the minimum not being accepted at the minimum. Yes, it's insane. I'm like, what the fuck? But y'all know me. I just be me. All right. Why did I go there? Because of the blood magic. This is blood magic, you know? Like, this is why, like, the voodoo practitioners are the most accurate Christians that there are, because they do the blood magic. They will slit that throat of that goat as quick as they can, because they're going by the real spell book. They know what's up. All right. So then the fat and the kidneys and the lobe of the liver of the sin offering, he then offered up in smoke on the altar, just as the Lord had commanded Moses. The flesh and the hide, however, he burned with fire outside the camp. You know, so they didn't skinned him. Then he slaughtered the burnt offering, and Aaron's sons brought the blood to him, and he sprinkled it around the altar. They brought the burnt offering to him in pieces with the head, and he offered them up in smoke on the altar. He also washed the entrails and the legs and offered them up in smoke with the burnt offering on the altar. See, God is smoking again. God is smoking again. Oh, take it easy on them goats. I get it. God is smoking again. You know, he offered them up in the smoke. Who is he offering the smoke up to? God. Which, like, a lot of what the priest was doing was like creating hot boxes, right? So like first they're creating a hot box for God, but it's really a hot box for them. It's a hot box session. That's like when you get into the Holy of Holies, that's what all that shit is about. It's like burning the cannabis on the altar, and you're getting a whole shit ton of cannabis, and then you in this tiny room with these thick ass curtains. You know what I'm saying? Thick ass curtains, and it's just you and the other priest in there, and y'all light that shit on fire. It's a hot box session. You know, that's in I want to say that's in 2 Chronicles chapter 7. I think that's where that's at. Somewhere between 7 and 12. My memory is not as good as it used to be, you know, with bullshit. You know what? Like if that would have been the church that I went to, I'd been on that. Like, man, I love the goat scented flesh candles commercials. I actually shared that one with a coworker. I had to. Like, that was too good not to share. It was too good not to share. So then he presented the people's offering and took the goat of the sin offering, which was for the people, and slaughtered it and offered it for the sin, like the first. He also presented the burnt offering and offered it according to the ordinance. Next, he presented the grain offering and filled his hand with some of it and offered it up in the smoke on the altar, besides the burnt offering of the morning. Then he slaughtered the ox and the ram, the sacrifice of peace offerings, which was for the people, and Aaron's sons brought the blood to him, and he sprinkled it around the altar. Now, we've already poured blood around the base of the altar, but now we got to sprinkle some more on the altar. So I guess blood is like hot sauce. You can't never have enough. You know, God loves his fleshlight. Oh man, if I was still a believer, I'd feel ashamed that I even know what a fleshlight is. And now they placed the portions of fat on the breast. There's the titties again, and he offered them up in smoke on the altar. But the breast and the right thigh. Oh, where did it go? But the breast and the right thigh Aaron presented as a wave offering before the Lord, just as Moses has commanded. All right, so here we're back now. Now, so for y'all who started with me and said, now why the fuck is he talking about titties like that? Because I told y'all, we read this last week. They were waving titties in the air. But this week, God says, not only do I need the titties, I need titties and thighs. Now, that's more like my kind of party. So God needs the titties and the thighs waved as an offering. He wants to see them. And like, I'm looking at the screen, and before I even read everything else, I'm going to take it all out of context for one moment, just since we're talking about titties and thighs being waved as an offering before the Lord, and he throwing out Mardi Gras beads like rosaries. And then at the very last two words of this chapter are face downward. So I'm going to go back and read the context, but you started thinking about titties and thighs being waved in the air, and then God telling somebody to get face down, ass up. That was a song. I wonder, is this where Luda got that from? Okay, let me get the context so we can finish up, because I do have to roll. So Aaron lifted up his hands toward the people and blessed them, and he stepped down after making the sin offering, the burnt offering, and the peace offerings. And Moses and Aaron went into the tent of meeting. When they came out and blessed the people, the glory of the Lord appeared to all the people. Then fire went out from the Lord and consumed the burnt offering and the portions of fat on the altar. And when all the people saw it, they shouted and fell face downward. They assumed the position. Thank you for putting that, Muttley, right on time for me to see that. They assumed the position. And that is the position that God prefers people to be in when he comes in the room. Face down, ass up. That's how God wants you to be. Face down, ass up. Like, you go into a lot of churches that are really, really close to God, those churches that like they really, really know him, they talk to him on a daily basis. As soon as you walk in the church, if the services got real good, you're going to see a lot of people face down, ass up. But see, that's why there's a lot of sexual infidelity within the churches, because, I mean, you just walk into place and you see a lot of face down, ass up, what's going to go through your mind? See, just setting themselves up for failure. That, they're not thinking that shit through, man. Not thinking that shit through. Like, oh, man. All right, so we did make it through a chapter. I'm glad we did. What time is it? I see it, 5:32. So that means I got to start getting ready to make it to this next show. I don't know what y'all got going on after this, but if you're free in the next half hour, I'm going to be on the line with Matt Dillahunty for the hang up. I'd love to have you over there. I've been on a few times before. I've enjoyed it every time. It always gives me something fun to talk about. So I'm definitely looking forward to this. For those of you who feel like, man, you didn't let us know, I promise you, I just found out today. And I've been at work all day, so I literally just got off of work and came straight to do this. And now I'm gonna get ready to go do that too. And then after that, I'm gonna do one of my favorite things, which is to actually go in my room, stretch out, and watch a show with my family while eating. But Matt's so mean, right? Man, Matt be on point. I think it'd be funny because some people do comment. They were like, "Oh, Darante's so nice." I'm like, "Is that like?" And I am nice. I think I'm nice, but most people have treated me like I'm a fucking jackass. And, because I say the shit that I say. But it's, I guess, compared to Matt, I'm nice. But I'd be like, nah, what Matt be saying, I'd be like, I 100% fucking agree. Fuck these people. Like I tell people now, Samuel L. Jackson is my spirit animal. I don't believe in spirit animals, but if I had one, Samuel L. Jackson would be mine. Which now I feel bad for calling him an animal. So let me he's my spirit guide. I feel like he'd cuss me the fuck out if he heard that. All right, so I gotta get the fuck up out of here, man. Oh my goodness. Oh no, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. All right, then. Well, listen, I love y'all. Let me kind of pull this out so I'll have access to everything I need to. Of course, y'all, if y'all want to support the rally event, we love to have you support. If you live anywhere near, hey, you are not wrong, infidel. Thank you. That makes me feel better. Listen, if y'all want to support the rally event, be a part, please get in Discord, get connected with us. We'd love to have you. We need as many people helping as possible. Our goal is to make this a free event. Our goal is to make this a family-friendly event, at least to have some parts of it family-friendly. Our goal is to, have some festivities and to really have a good time. We're planning on doing like a post-faith house party. I'm super proud of our team with Bridge City right now. It's still a young team, but man, we have some people who are truly passionate about the work we're doing and building community beyond superstition. And so I am so looking forward to what we're going to accomplish in 2025 as a community and the bridges that we're going to build. So y'all, if you want to help in any way, please reach out to me. Let me know. Again, all of our giving stuff is in our descriptions and stuff like that. If anything doesn't work, just reach out to me. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. If you type my name, you will find everywhere I am. But yes, I love y'all. If you haven't already, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that alert notification bell, consider joining, connecting, or supporting this community channel or content in any way that makes sense for you. And then, of course, we have dope merch. Check it out. We have really cool books. I have some more books that are getting ready to come out, likely by the end of the first quarter. So y'all be keeping a lookout on for those. And then, of course, we have really dope merch. I think I said that. All right, that's all I got. I love y'all, man. Until next time, keep rising, stay progressive. And as I like to say every now and then, mainly in my pre-recorded videos, stay beautiful, but only if you can. I'll holler at you later.
I was living my life in the servitude of misunderstandings of people I loved. Giving it all, it was never enough. Because of the fall, I could never get up. I moved on from their misunderstandings. I am no longer standing under them. I was drowning, now I swim, 'cause I found the strength within.